Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today, actually, we got a few of those quality of life improvements that I talked about in last night's video that was coming with the update. So you can manually update by going into the Google Play or the Apple Store and then hitting, update, and then these changes will come into effect. If you haven't done that, then and you're confused as to why the things in my video in my game do not apply to you, it's because you haven't done that yet. So it'll force you to do an update, I think tonight or something, but you can go in and do it early now. But I have this list. I took a screenshot of what it actually says, so I don't have to keep going back and forth and do it. But changes to title screen and icon. It looks like the icon is just back to like the first anniversary thing, and the title screen went back to the anniversary opening video instead of the movie related one, like we correctly assumed last night. Improvements to the event quest screen. I haven't noticed anything improvements on here. I mean, it all looks the same exact as it did last night. So I don't know if that's changed. The limited time one, it hasn't changed either, except we got the two new extreme quest battles, but that doesn't really change the format of this page as a whole. New gimmicks add to Loop Loop. We haven't gotten the new 5 floors yet, so obviously we're not going to see that until the meta actually drops on Monday night. New Kingdom of Ingracia main story data added. I did see that, but I did one, and it didn't actually do anything. Like, it gave me, like, diplomacy points, but it didn't, like, it still says I maxed out at level 5. So I'm assuming that probably won't come into effect until the meta change as well. New conversation characters, I haven't noticed anyone new. I mean, I haven't been on all day, so I haven't been able to cycle through every hour, but I went through Ingracia. I looked for, like, new people to talk to besides Yuki. It wasn't there. I looked for, like, the kids in Ingracia and Tempest and the Riverfront, and they aren't there. I haven't noticed anyone new to talk to, so I don't know if that's also just me not hitting the right RNG for new people, or if they're not actually here yet. I actually haven't noticed anyone sitting on benches, but, I mean, that's, whoop-de-doo. But two of the biggest things we're going to talk about now, and that's pretty much the main focus of this video, is they did add in the custom team, carryover, alongside the explanations of skills. So any skill that has, like, an effect that is not inherently known has a little question mark now and says, for a set number of turns, the affected character takes additional damage when the enemy's turn ends, corresponding to the amount of fire attack damage dealt to the character during the enemy's action. It has a lot of words to say you do extra damage when you burn people if you hit with fire. So, I mean, she's got that. Benimaru has it. All the burn characters have it. Space Milim has it on her Drago skill. It doesn't actually tell you the percentage of what Drago does. It just increases the stat up effects. So, I mean, it's a very generic, very bland way of explaining. But then, like, you go all the way down to, say, Adelman, and you get his deadly poison, and that also has a little marker next to it. Damaged character, blah, 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 blah. So that's cool and all. However, the real cool thing now is that if you go to assign troops, one, they've changed the format of what it looks like a little bit. So you have this little question mark right here that gives the EP, but now save troop, and this is the important thing. So I have already gone through and made most of the teams that I would generally try and use. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make some random team. Like, so this team I made. This is my farming team for the monthly events. So next month it'll change out from light to whatever it is, but the octagram units will remain the same. So that's not really a good example, but this is a good example right here, right? This is the nuking water team that I would use for Jubilee, for, normal content, for Tempered Edge. So what I could do right here is I could click Save Troop, and then it'll open up this pretty complicated looking screen, and it's going to have troop lists for Quest, Heroes, Jubilee, and Valor Cup. So they're all broken out into separate tabs, so you can make separate teams based on what you're wanting to do, which is, what we all had a problem with when Valor Cup came out, is that it was using all the team slots for, our normal stuff, and taking away from Jubilee teams and normal quest teams. And so now it's separate. So now you can go make a couple Valor Cup teams, save them in here, and then whenever you want to do anything, so like this team, is obviously the light nuking team. So let's go to save troop, and then we'll go and choose my Valor Cup fire team, and we're going to call that. And then voila. So now you can see that we have the charm, we have this. It pulls over all of the gear that I have saved, which is, something that I talked about last night, is that I wasn't sure it was going to do that. I thought I was just going to save the units, call it good, but this does carry over the gear that you set when you hit save, which is incredibly time-saving. It is such a good quality of life update. So now, we go back to this team, and I guess I have a building, but now I have my, I have my Valor Cup fire team set, and everybody has their gear already active. So we got bracelets on everywhere, we have weapons. I mean, this is incredible. And then, for Jubilee, right? Normal 3s, sometimes you got to take some gear off, and that can be quite a bother. But now I can click onto the Jubilee tab, and I have, the 3 main nuking teams. So we've got, the space team with Millen, we've got the light team with Raphael, we've got the water team with Hinata, and I have taken off all of the weapons from all the units except for Hinata and Soe. And if I was to do that manually, it would take like 5-10 minutes because of just going in and clicking remove off every single character and also adding all the bracelets onto all of these characters. But now I can just call this, and then you can see when it pops up that mini screen that no weapon, no weapon, no weapon, no weapon, no weapon, no weapon, weapon for the nuker, no weapon, but it still has all the bracelets, right? So it's pulled the bracelets off of the fire team that I literally just called, right? Because we saw that. It wasn't the fire team to begin with. We called the fire team in, it gave them all the gear. We're calling in this specific normal 3 Jubilee team with no weapons, and it's, taking all the gear off, but adding the bracelets on that were previously on the fire team. So now we can do that, and now I'm ready to go take on normal 3 with the water team, as I should be doing right now in this Jubilee. It needs this team. So, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, I love it. When I woke up, I saw the tweet that was translated in Japanese, and it said, move equipment over as well, and I about lost my damn mind in bed. I was like, whoa, wait, what? And then I needed to get up and test it, and sure as hell enough, it does what you wanted to do. Now, you're going to have to take some time, because you have to build all these teams, you have to apply all the gear, and then you got to go in here and, click your light. So if you want to determine like what kind of team it's going to be, you can label it. So light, all the attributes, whether it's physical or magic, whether it's for quest, Jubilee, Loop, or Valor Cup. We don't have a Loop tab up here, but it's fine. All the gear is separate anyways in there. And then you can determine if it's like a speed team, a defense turtle team, a charging, which I guess is their stacking team, and then just other. So you can label them, correctly. So for quest, light, speed, like this is a burst team, right? Light 2.0 is a quick burst damage team, so it makes sense. This is other, just because I just put other, but it's the space team, obviously. This is the Earth 2.0 team, my dark team, my fire team, my wind team, my water team, my light 3.0 team, and then this is like my event grinding team, so I can always call this in and be like, okay, it's time to grind. It's time to go parallel process the 10 things for the event. And I'll just bring this team in and it'll be all set. I mean, this is great. And then, like I said, Jubilee, I just have the 3 normal teams set because this is obviously the most time-consuming part. If there's a stage that requires something, I'll just make it myself. And then my 2 Valor Cup teams that I'm currently using is the Fire team, which got me to number 3 in Ranked Cup last month, and then the current Pierce team that I'm using with the Rimaru's and then the Pierce, like 100% Pierce power. This is the team I'm using now, so when I go into Valor Cup, I don't have to keep moving around bracelets and stuff and, changing up teams if I don't have any slots. I can just call this team forward, and everything is ready. This is awesome. So I implore you, if you are going to spend any amount of time in this game, more than just, I'm a new player and I don't have the units to make multiple different teams, then go through, make your team, equip the gear, save it, label it, and then go through it for, every single typing that you want to use, every single primary team that you ever can think of using. There's 14 slots, and there's only 7 metas, right? So you can put, 2 different teams of each typing if you really wanted to. And then there's also 14 slots. There's 14 slots for everything, right? I don't know people who use 14 different teams in Valor Cup. Most of the people I talk to stick to 1 or 2. Jubilee, it all varies depending on what meta it is, so you can't really set those in advance because it's going to use the new units that are not out yet. But like the quest teams, like you need to go an Earth stage, then you choose my Earth 2.0 team. Or I could make an Earth 1.0 team. We can do that right now, actually, as an example. So let's go back to this team that we have set, and we'll make an Earth 1.0 team. So we'll do Hakuro, Hakuro, because I'm blind, and then we'll put on Ramrus, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And then we've got the protection trait unit set. So now Earth 1.0 would be I guess we'd make you like Soe or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna make up this team on the fly. Don't judge me. You're gonna be Valentine since you're on Earth Millum. So let's do that. Val. We'll leave is the hero on here? The hero is not on here, so we'll put the hero back here. And we'll do that, and then we'll slap on, I think, Space Rimuru for that, for protection trait. And who else do you want to be? Well, we'll put Benimaru back here. Oh no, okay, so yeah, so let's get Earth Benny up here, and then we'll smack, I think, Trainee on him. Yeah, all right, let's just pretend this is the Earth 1.0 team that I'm going to use, disregarding. But obviously, Soe does not have a bracelet set, so we got to set a bracelet, so we got to yank all the gear off of the existing units that currently have it, which at this time is the water team, because that's what we called forward. Dark Millum does not have a weapon, because I was doing the Jubilee thing, so let's go and add her weapon back on. She has a bracelet. Let's add a bracelet onto Valentine for Rimuru, since he's not on this team anymore. And then we'll go through, add the weapon onto Earth Millum. Pop. So this is going to be the most time-consuming part, but I promise you, it is so worth it once you're actually like done and you're set, and now you want to take on some different stages. You don't have to keep building your teams. I don't have to keep going in and changing bracelets out every single stage that has to change, typing. It's going to save me so much time in the long run, and obviously this is probably one of the best quality of life updates they've given us in quite a while. I will not hear any arguments saying this is a bad quality of life update. It's just, you're just not playing the game then if you think this is a bad quality of life update. In which case, then I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I will not entertain such arguments if you're saying this is bad. So, alright, this is about done, right? Everyone has gear, everyone on the team, makes a moderate amount of sense. So, let's go ahead and save troop, and we're going to save it into my quest tab for just generic usage on the next one. So we're going to label it Earth, and I guess we'll do speed. I guess Hakuro is built for speed stuff. So let's do that. We can hit save. It's going to save these slots. These are the units that I want. It's going to take the gear because it's at 444.678, and if I took bracelets off, it would be much lower. So save to slot 10, and now it is saved. So we've got this team ready. But I want to take on a fire stage, so let's go get the fire team again. Let's call this. It's going to call my fire team over, and now I've got all my gear, all my gear, all my gear, all my gear, all my units. Cool. Alright, we're going to go beat the fire stage now, and we're done. And now we have to go back to an Earth team, of which I want to use the Earth 1.0 team, and then we'll go find it, and it's all the way up here at number 10. I don't know why this is going descending, but whatever. We're going to call that team, all the units that I literally just got done setting, and all of the gear that I just got done resetting, right? It's all done, minus the charms that are not on my people, but we'll worry about that later. So, I mean, I like this a lot, and I think you will like this a lot too. You just got to spend some time and build your teams out, and then you're going to be eating real good. So that's it for the video, guys. Just wanted to give you a brief overview. Well, I guess not brief, but an overview of how this works, how you should be setting your teams for Valor Cup, Quest, and Jubilee, if you can, if you want to. If you don't have the units, then obviously it's not going to do you much good. But I think this is very, very good. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Unless you say it's bad, then please go away. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.